And we are back on after a little meltdown. I don't even know where I was, but it doesn't matter. I was getting my rant on for a little Facebook action. We'll make sure we get these videos up on the site. We're waiting for Joe Montes to pop back on. I think he just did.
You were talking about running with the right cats. You know, finding people with different niches, and finding people that are strong and suits that you're not. I think Joe and I were just talking to ourselves, and not anybody else live after you popped out. But I basically said that one of the reasons why Joe has been so successful, and I think the three of us have, is that we found something we're good at. We decided to get great, and we took it to the next level and became awesome. And we found other people that were awesome in our weaknesses, and we banded together. How much more powerful are we as a threesome, as a three amigos, as the Next Gen All-Stars versus lone wolves? The answer is we're much more powerful. 1 + 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3 anymore. It can equal 300 or 3,000. When we come together, we can impact way more people. We're 1,000 times more powerful, and we can help out the masses instead of the few. It's purely awesome when you find the right mentors, the right marketers, and the right people to run together with that have got the same goals and missions. Because, it's just like what Jim Rome said, just what the Bible says, what everybody that has had success in the past, when 2 or 3 people come together, the same mindset, the same goals, the same principles, and the same mission, nothing's impossible. Absolutely nothing. And we're going to absolutely crush it in this industry. See, we don't hope or believe. We know it, and we would love to take people to that next level, so that you guys can crush it too. Because that's what it's all about, is just absolutely knocking it out of the park.
1,000 times.
Absolutely. You couldn't have said it any better. Hang on, I'm getting getting the peeps back on board here.
Right on. Well,
yeah.
We're going to stay persistent and consistent with these trainings, guys. I know you got cut off. Some of you probably are watching this for the second time, and it's not live. I'm speaking to you guys that are going to be watching this as a recording. And what we're going to do is because here's the cool thing. When you sharpen your sword, when you go out there and you start studying, and then you start practicing, and then when you teach, you actually hone your craft. You actually go back and you revisit everything that you learned. By teaching people and giving them that, you're actually strengthening yourself. So that's one of the other reasons that we're doing this. But, I mean, there's so much ground that we can cover that, we're most likely going to find some way to have some sort of, absolute intensive, weekend intensive maybe. The three of us haven't really talked about it yet, but I think we got something fantastic here that, between what the three of us know and how we market, we can easily do a weekend getaway and, a weekend just all intensive training for anybody that wants to come on by and learn what we know. Well, you're going to get a lot of value, because these two cats right here can teach you some secret squirrel stuff, and I mean secret stuff that, not many people know about. When they do it, I'm like, how did you just do that? They're scratching my head. I mean, Montes is blogging while he's sleeping, and Dietrich has got funnels that run overnight that are working, while he's sleeping. I'm online at 4 in the morning going, I know these two aren't up, but they got systems working for them, and that's pretty cool. So, how do you guys do it? I mean, I know how you do it. I'm just...
Well, I'm also in the club of the 4 to 5 hours sleep, man. Because I mean, if you have time to sleep and get the 8-9 hours in, then you're not working hard enough. I don't care what you're doing. There's some days I get up early to work the international or work East Coast because I'm out on the West Coast. There's some nights I stay up late and work international peeps. You got to be willing to do that work. But the good news is, us three have done the work. We know the secrets inside and out. I mean, I'm always learning stuff too. Don't get me wrong. If you think you're ever done learning, you are wrong. Like that's just not going to happen. You have to always be learning new stuff. But the things that I can sit down and teach, I had one of our guys who we're all friends with. I had Brent, the Instagram kid over here, about a week ago. We knocked out about a 4-hour session here in my office. And I got him set up with some ridiculousness. And he actually showed me some stuff on Instagram that blew my mind. But there's nothing that goes with that one-on-one sitting down with somebody. So I would absolutely, we've got some stuff in the works, guys. It's going to be big. There's some big plans. We're all multi-stream guys. We want to tie them all together into one big training platform and be able to send all of our people from all of our deals, even people who aren't in our deals, to one place, get them hooked up with what we know and what we can teach and how we can help out. But there's going to be some value in this possible Vegas vacation that we have brewing up here in the near future. So look for that. And you know what? I don't think Joe got to do round 2 since I see our viewers are dropping back on board for the live ones, and the recorded ones will appreciate it too. Joe, what's up, Mr. Chicago?
What up, brother? Yeah, I just want to touch on something that Billy talked about. The more you give of yourself, the more you hone in on your craft, and I truly believe in that. Many of you guys know, my son's a goalie. He plays hockey. When he started, he was probably 5 years old. By the time he was 8 or 9, they would have goalie camp on every Monday night. I would have my kid go to the very little kids goalie camp so he can get on the ice and teach the little kids. What was I teaching him? To hone into his craft of being a goalie. So I'm on the phone all the time helping people, setting things up, setting up funnels, setting up blogs and stuff like that. And the more I do it, the better off I become. I can sit and, go outside on my driveway and someone say, hey, how do I do this? And because I've done it so much, I can just rattle it off without sitting at my computer. Now there's things that, new things as they come out, I have to be at my computer. So, okay, now I'll do A, do B, do C, and then we're up and running. But
I think we lost the ninja.
It happens, man. The tech people are not happy with what we're giving out for free, apparently, Billy.
Right. Well, I think
we're off again.
No, you're back. You're back. Go ahead, Joe.
I was just going to say, Joe, I want to lead into what you went through. You're a retired cop, a detective. You've actually been an absolute badass on a force inside of the police department, kind of the secret ninja squad. But when you were actually spending time inside of a vehicle on maybe a detective assignment, were you eating donuts and drinking coffee? You're reading an HTML book on how to do programming on computers. That's the kind of work ethic, the determination, to make it happen. And so when he came inside of network marketing, he knew that in the beginning to make money he had to stay offline, but that entire time he was continuing to learn stuff online. And while he was learning, he was teaching. He was giving people value. Joe is continuously, persistently and consistently giving people value and taught people that aren't even in his downlines how to do stuff. And by doing that, he gets a lot in return. What ends up, without expecting anything in return, people end up saying, Joe, man, if you've given me this without me being on your team, what else do you got? What if I join your team? What else can you give me? So giving people value, finding something you're good at, it's huge. Is the ninja back?
He still has those vampire eyes, so I don't know. Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
I mean, I keep going in and out, so I don't know if it's on my end or what, or maybe they don't like, the gurus don't like us giving away free tidbits, like you said. But yeah, I started off early in my career as a cop in 1990. And while all the guys were eating donuts and at the coffee shop, I was reading HTML books. I pulled them down. I don't know if you guys saw them, but that's where I learned a lot of the internet stuff. And then I had to learn how to be a marketer online, so I understand the internet. And I've had people in same companies that I'm in say, "Hey, how do you do this and how do you do that?" And I said, "If you don't mind, I'll log into your back office of Aweber, put up a generic."
We lost him again, didn't we?
Love to be able to teach, and then this is what I did: A, B, C, and D. See how it's all laid out now? Well, I'm giving it to them for nothing, and I don't expect anything back. Someone that one individual that I'm talking about actually hit me up and said, "Where's the link for the YouTube channel?" He couldn't refresh it. So he's always reaching out to me, and I'm always trying to help whenever I can. I don't mind helping others. He gave me so much great knowledge and set up my systems and everything works fine. He may say that to Fred, and Fred may say, "Holy cow, Joe's awesome, connect with me," and then Fred may want to join one of the business opportunities I'm in. So it comes back around in full circle when you're giving of yourself to others. guy. He helps people out. He comes from his heart. He's not backstabbing or screwing anyone. He's just a nice guy, and that's what happens. Is nice guys.
What do they do?
You know, I worked real hard, and Ray's right. We worked hard.
That's it, man.
What happened? Did we lose it?
You go.
It was funny because you would say a
losing
line and you would be getting to the good stuff, and then it would just cut out on you. You were just all left hanging a couple times.
You're like, nice guys, and then we didn't know what the nice guys did.
To say finish first or finish last. We didn't know. Yeah.
You know, here's the big picture of what we're trying to do here, guys. And you know, we could do this for hours and hours and hours.
Mute button, so I'm trying to keep everyone in suspense.
But we could do this for weird. Hours.
Because like Ray's like shots.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
But you know, we could do this forever. I see because of the response we're having, we're going to be doing this again soon, and this kind of plays into some of our plans.
Definitely.
But, you know, some of the stuff that I know, I will share. You know, my secrets, if you want to call that, in the future. Not only setting up funnels, but some of my lead sources, some of the ways of, you know, some of the scrapers that I'm using. You know, there's some ridiculous tools you can get for not a lot of money, and I won't even sell them to you. I'll just refer them out that you can do some serious damage online with. Some of the Facebook ad methods that I've recently started using, where you're spending just pennies to get some ridiculous amount of clicks. Craigslist techniques. There's a lot I have to share, guys, and I'm not scared to share it with anyone, because like Joe was just talking about, the more you share and give value, the more that you will build a team, and a team that sticks with you no matter what. And I'm not telling you that to try to get you to stick to me and be on my team. What I'm saying is try to learn what you can from us. A lot of you know some things that we don't know, and maybe we'll feature you in the future and bring you on one of these. But share what you know with people, because they will stick with you. That's how you build loyalty, and that's how you build a team that will stay with you and, you know, be that blitz campaign with you. Be in your camp. Go out there and own, you know, Facebook for 3 days when you do a launch, because everyone is so loyal to each other because you have helped them get to the next step. So don't be afraid to share what you know, because that is the biggest part. Like Billy is like the conference call king. This guy, you know, he is very, very, very good at the conference call skill, among other things, and people really seek him out because of that. And, you know, he builds a big brand because of that. And it's just one of those things where he does that for others. I mean, he's consistently spending a lot of his own time doing these calls. And, yeah, of course, it benefits him, but he's out there putting in a lot of time for a lot of other people, and that stuff always comes back. So it's a huge, huge point I'd like to drive home to everyone, that, you know, you have to give that value or you have nothing. Or if you don't know if you're brand new, latch on to someone who has it and do the work, do the promotion, help them push. They will help you push your posts, if that makes sense, or whatever you're doing offline. It doesn't matter. The whole thing is do the work, and guys who have teams and who can move people, they will recognize that and help you. But you can't just, there's no free rides anywhere. So either have the skill and do it and lead others, or do the work so that the leaders recognize you and develop you and give you the skill to do it yourself. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
We've probably given you 1/100th of what we can actually, you know, put down on paper, put down on a webinar, put in front of you in a live training of what we know and what we've gone through. You know, one of the reasons that we're all ahead is because we didn't fear failure. Failure was not an option. You know, if you learn to accept failure and treat it as fantastic, as long as you don't lose the lesson, nothing ever bad can happen to you, because anything that negatively impacts you is going to be turned into a positive eventually. You're going to see what you did wrong, just like Thomas Edison did 10,000 times. He figured out not 10,000 ways to fail, but 10,000 ways that didn't work. And if you take his type of a mindset, see, I'm the why guy. I can take you and find out exactly what really drives you and show you how to find what drives other people. Because if you find somebody's driving force, you know, you've got their carrot on a stick. Because then you have the ability to show somebody how they can get to their goal in a shorter amount of time. if you find somebody's true passions, true vision, their dreams, their goals, and what they truly are getting at, what they hope to believe and that they're going to be in the future, if you find that out, you know, you've got exactly what can drive somebody. That's why they call it a driving force. And, you know, that's what I can help you find in of yourself and help you find in your team. You need to find people's driving forces. If you don't find their why, there's no point in telling them how or what. You know, that's one of the things that I've learned a long time ago. Guys, there's so much stuff that we could teach you. I could teach you how I get 90% of the time that I prospect somebody offline, I get their name and number. 9 out of 10 times, if I open up a conversation with you, talking anywhere, I don't care if it's at Starbucks, in a business, at a football game, I don't care if it's anywhere, anytime, anybody, 9 out of 10 times, I will get somebody's name and number, and I'll teach you how to follow up with them. I'll teach you how to get somebody's name and number. I'm very good at closing waiters and waitresses because they're open, but that's just one little small part of that we can teach you. There's so much more. There's some in-depth stuff that each one of us really has gotten in our back pockets because we went out there, we studied, we practiced. Now we're teaching, and you know, now we're helping other people do the same thing. I mean, Joe has got some blogging skills and some ninja skills that are just off the cuckoo. I mean, they're
and Billy's right. Billy's right because I didn't stop. I might have hit a minor brick wall, but I found the way to go over that brick wall, and I kept rolling with it, and I kept doing it, and I kept doing it, and I kept getting better and better and better, and never gave up. And believe me, guys, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've been in several business opportunities, and some didn't go well, and some have done extremely well. But the bottom line is, I would get down for a little period of time, and then I would go into some kind of meditation or personal development to get my mind back onto track, and then I would jump right back into where I left off at. Where did I fail? Why did I fail? How do I beat that failure and get on to the next point and get beyond? Once you can train your mind to keep going forward. Once again, Billy talked about I was a cop. I was a SWAT cop. 9/11 happened. I was detailed out to the federal government for anti-terrorism. My mindset was I was holding a ballistic shield, first guy through the door. Well, I had to have that mindset to keep going through that door and to the bad guy. Well, that's the way I take my business mindset now is I hit a little hurdle, I'm going to keep going through it, and I'm going to learn the new technique around the algorithm that just blocked me or the Facebook who wants to throw me in jail, how to defeat them things. And I never stop. And when someone calls up, I share that information. Guys, just don't stop. It's there. It's right around the corner, your success. Right around the corner. You may not know it. This little success today becomes a little success tomorrow, a little success tomorrow. Next thing you know, you have a huge success. And I think that's what we've all done. Had a bunch of series of small successes that have made us to the point where we're at, where we're now capable of teaching and helping other people. And that's what it's all about, guys. Don't stop and give of yourself. Billy, you ready?
Very nice, bro. That was beautiful, dude. There wasn't one pause in there. That was awesome content. You seriously rock, bro. That's why they call you the ninja, for sure. You know, that's all it is. We could talk about this for hours. It's just that persistence, consistent action, and that's all it takes. I mean, I've wanted to quit a million times. Here we go. Okay, I started Amway in 2000 when they tried to rebrand it as Quickstar. And I went out and I literally put on a suit and I went to the mall with my sponsor and I tried to hang out in the we had these CD-ROM digital cards. They're business cards, okay? And we thought they were really cool because they're CD-ROMs. They're like, this big, mini CD-ROMs. So I would hang out in the computer section of Best Buy or whatever the hell it was, CompUSA, right? And when people would walk by, I would try to wave it around and put it in the computer so I could play my presentation. They would ask me how cool that CD-ROM was so I could talk about Amway. Okay, that failed miserably for me, but you know what? I took a few years off after that disaster. But however, some of those tapes that I heard back in 2000 is what still resonated with me when I re-entered the business in 2008, 2009, and it's all about the training and just being persistent. There's some serious tapes that I could dig up right now that would still probably blow my mind from those days. Those guys had their training down just unbelievable, and I just kept going. I got hooked up with the right people because I built relationships. I went online and did it. I made friends with the right people. I I joined businesses and I failed, but I met one or two people in that business that I still work with, and 3 other deals now, and we're making money. It's just about the relationships and not quitting. I mean, I've been to the point where I wanted to throw my computer out the window and just give it all up and be done, and this is stupid, I'm deleting it. And I've seen so many people quit. So many people have quit when they're so close to winning. Even when they're making money and they're profitable, they just give up because they don't get that big payday, or they're not where they want to be, even though they're doing well. They just quit and they give up. And when they always talk about that 3% that wins in this industry, it's because it's 3% of people would never quit. I mean, and that's the bottom line, guys. If you stay with it and keep going and align yourself with people who are willing to share with you, that you can be that 3%. It's there for you. It's not like it's elusive. It's not a big freaking secret. You just don't quit. You keep going until you have the connections. You find the right deal. It's the perfect storm. It all happens all together, and by then you have friends in the industry, and you win with your friends. Okay, you're on vacation with your friends. You're at events with your friends. So when we have events now, a bunch of our friends hanging out. It's a great time. It's nothing more than just not quitting, and that is the 3% or the 1%, whatever percent. I think 3 is what they talk about, but everyone else quits, because they're not taught how to do it right. They're too busy prospecting people that don't want to be prospected. They talk to 3 people who tell them to pound sand, and they're done. They don't learn any skills to push this stuff. And you know what? I'm sick and tired of watching people fail, so I'm just trying to give as much value and as much information to people. Because here's the downside. In my opinion, I could sit here for 8 hours and show you a huge portion of what I know. I mean, not in 8 hours, but I could show you certain action steps. Go do this, go do this, go do this in screen shares, give you all the pieces, and a good percentage of you that I show you these exact things, you won't do anything with it. You'll say, hey, that's great info, but you won't take action. You'll even know what I'm talking about, know what I'm doing, but you won't do it. So you have to make that decision no matter what it is. If it's one of Billy's techniques or Joe's or mine, that's great that you learned it. I'm happy that you have that skill, but what are you going to do with it? Are you going to use it? Are you going to go out there and apply it? Because if you don't, we can't help you. I can show you everything. I can show you every single secret I have, and I'm willing to do that because the sad thing is a lot of people won't even take action on it anyways. Be one of those that does. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to drop the mic. I'm out.
So that's all that I would say too is that, what, we got some incredible value that we can give you. We've got, probably 3 to 10 different ways that you can approach this industry that are all proven models of success. And if you pick one of them and you run with it, and you actually run with it, don't put on your sandals, don't go, putting on your socks, put on your Nike shoes and get ready to run. Get ready to rock and roll and get ready to not stop until you're there, to wherever you want to be. If you keep looking ahead, and you know that you're going to get somewhere, you're going to get there. It's inevitable. As long as if you don't stop until you're there, guess what? You made it. So I just want to let you guys know that, we're here for people. We want to see people as successful. But one of the things that we've done is we've shown up every single day. We've done something to help our business. Every single day, we put a little bit in. This is not gambling, guys, where you put a little amount of time and effort in and you get a huge return. It's also not charity, where you put a huge amount of time and effort in and you get a little return. This is network freaking marketing, where you put in a persistent and consistent amount of time and effort in, and you get paid persistently and consistently over time from your actions, from your efforts, from your time. That's what it's about, is leveraging yourself, leveraging what Henry Ford used to say, which is taking 1% of 100 people's efforts instead of 100% of your own, and then creating that financial freedom, creating that walkaway income so that you can be happy and do whatever you want. That's what it's about. That's why we do what we do. But you know what? We show up every single day. We take action. We put each one of us has a map. Our map is a massive action plan. And, I've got whiteboard sitting next to me. I got a whiteboard in that room, and I'll write it out. I'll draw it out. I'll put what I think on paper, and I'll focus on it until I see it in reality. And I take action. I don't sit there and call up my sponsor and say, I don't. Why is nobody on my team? How many people did you talk to? 3? Well, that's why there's nobody on your team. You didn't take any action. Go out there and take action. Whatever you resonate with, whatever you think will work for you, whatever you believe in, go out there and get it done. Just, like Art Williams said, just do it. Do it and do it and do it. And don't stop till it's done. So I just want to let you know that every one of you that's watching this right now, you can do it. 1,000% you can do it. Know that. Don't believe it. Don't hope it. Don't pray it. Know it.
No.
Cool.
Peace.
All right, I'm going to end it, and we'll catch the next one. Big announcements coming soon, guys.